Good afternoon and welcome to brilliant sunshine at Allianz Stadium, Gadigal Land in Sydney for Sydney FC versus the Central Coast Mariners on Paramount+. It's a huge match, an old rivalry that goes deep between these two sides. Sydney FC traditionally have had the better of it in more than 50 matches between the two. It's 29 degrees in Sydney for this one, bright sunshine. And for Steve Corica, looking for back-to-back wins for the first time this season after that big blue victory last time out. Just the one change, and it's enforced. Luke Bratton has been missing training with a chest infection. He's recovered enough for a place on the bench, but it's Paulo Retre who steps into the starting 11. Former Mariners then, Redmayne, Wilkinson and Caceres all in the starting 11, while up front with 4 goals apiece, Adam Lafondra, Joe Lolly and Robert Mack lead the line in attack. Well, there is Maxi Burgess, 28 years of age. He netted his 10th goal of his career in that big blue against Melbourne victory. The first 3 of those 10, well, they all came against the Mariners in just 18 minutes. A hat-trick in a 6-2 win for Western United 4 years ago for Maxi Burgess. He'll be hoping the Mariners can bring back some more good memories for him. For Nick Montgomery's side, well, they have scored 11 in their last 5, but they've been forced into 3 changes. Top scorer with 8 goals this season, Jason Cummings, returns at the point of the attack. He's still nursing that rib injury, but he takes the place of Michael Roos. Second top scorer, Benny Nkololo. He served his 1-match ban for yellow cards, and he returns at the expense of Paula Yongo, while in defence Storm Roo comes in for Dan Hall in the fullback role, with Jacob Farrell still sidelined. And it's Sydney FC that get us underway in this one, looking for a place back in the top 6 after their win in the Big Blue last time out. Daniel McBreen, it seems crazy to think that this Sydney side could be back in the top 6 when only a couple of weeks ago we were talking full crisis and questioning the future of Steve Corica in the job.
Well, it's the beauty of the A-League this year, isn't it, Robbie? So tight right across the board. A win today will take them up to 5th. The Central Coast Mariners looking to extend their position in 2nd, take some points and move closer towards the top of that table with Melbourne City. It's been strange. I think everyone thought that Sydney FC would come back to Allianz and automatically it would be a fortress. Well, it hasn't quite worked out that way for them. Just the 1 win in 6. And they'll be looking to turn that around today. I think they wanted Ryan Grant to overlap Lolly there, but he just couldn't quite get up quick enough. The play had gone so fast down the left.
Caceres, Caballo's ball over the top for Robert Mack. Ridden that challenge of Triantis, finds Burgess. It's this kind of territory. He scored, it falls to Lafondra. And Adam Lafondra makes no mistake, 10 minutes in. The 5th goal of the season for him. And Sydney are in front.
Well, it was great play down this left-hand side from Sydney FC. Caballo with the ball over the top in behind for Robert Mack. See here, as the ball comes forward on the Harvey Norman replay, Caceres holds up the ball. You see the overlapping run, and it's a perfectly weighted ball. Robert Mack has a little look up, gets a little lucky there, but picks out Burgess, who in this position last week just moved it and got his shot off. Does the same here. Very fortuitous for Adam Lafondra, but as all good strikers do, he's in the box, he's aware, he's first to react, and he tucks it away past a hapless Danny Vukovic, and it's 1-0 Sydney FC. Just the start that Steve Corica would have wanted. It's always going to be a difficult ball to pull down as Jason Cummings pulls away.
That's another good ball to transition up the other end, and Cummings, the cutback! And Marco Tullio, so close to an equalising goal for the Brazilian. Caceres finds Mack, his touch is heavy on this pitch where we have had a bit of rugby played recently, the 7s. Here's Cummings, oh, it's a great ball for Tullio, bundled over, penalty. And just moments after the Brazilian could have equalised, the Mariners will have the opportunity from the penalty spot.
Well, it was a great flowing move from the Central Coast Mariners. Benny Onkololo drives forward, finds Cummings, and it's this ball here in behind Donachie.
They are checking for a red card. Well, the rule was changed a few years ago to not give red cards and penalties automatically. But they changed it to the point where if you're playing the ball, you no longer get a red card. That's a yellow. If you're not playing the ball, you're still guilty of serious foul play.
Yeah, well, I see, in my opinion there, I think Ryan Grant's actually looking to go shoulder to shoulder, but the ball's not really there. They're not close enough to the ball, and he's actually just bundled him off before the ball's come.
If we see the yellow card come out first, it could be trouble. That one doesn't count, sir. This one does. So penalty and red card. Sydney FC can't believe it. The Mariners fans celebrate. And a man he will know all too well, Andrew Redmayne. The wiggle. And he scores! And he scores emphatically. In off the crossbar. Perhaps the post as well. Cummings scores, and the Mariners are back level.
Andrew Redmayne tried his routine. I think Jason Cummings is just telling him there, not for me, lad. Didn't worry about it. Harvey Norman replay thunders it off the crossbar. That's a great finish. Nothing Andrew Redmayne could do about that. And we're all square on the scorecard. But Sydney are a player down now, and there is a lot left to go in this match. Take a monumental effort. It's in the realms of impossibilities.
Oh, look at the pace of Burgess, and Caltech could be in trouble here. Caltech saying it was outside the box. Now, what colour's this one? Oh, left pocket. He's checking with the referee's assistant. Red card. Well, that evens things up.
But the contact did seem to come outside of the box. I was just talking about 10 men can make a difference. It was a great move. Lafondra, good run from Burgess. Great pace shown there, and he just gets a touch. Takes it away from Caltech.
It was a really good transition play. Just two passes. It is outside the box. Defensive replacement now. The free kick drilled over the near post. Against, on average, the second oldest side in the competition. Well, what 10-10 does give us is a little bit more space on the football field. Yellow card Burgess, and
detaining first 30 minutes.
Rue. Ball to the back post, just running away from Marco Tullio. There's Aquilina. Drives it in low, Cummings, able to control and pick out the top corner. It was like time stood still in the Sydney penalty box. And Jason Cummings gratefully accepting all the time at his disposal to give Andrew Redmayne no chance.
The Harvey Norman replay, you see the ball advances down the left-hand side and he just drifts around that penalty area. Nice interplay there. The ball comes in. I thought he had to take it first time and I thought he'd lost the moment, but he readjusts his feet. Sky blue jerseys everywhere, all around him, and he picks out the top corner. Just there, thought, oh, he lost it, readjusts. Great balance, and he gets his second goal of the match and wheels away to support with the fans again. Seen himself on the big screen there, didn't he?
Now, Caceres, saved by Vukovic, goes again. And that was very, very close to tying this one up before half-time. Caceres, one last chance for Sydney, perhaps dinking it in towards Lafondra. Well, that is striker's instinct, pure and simple.
Lafondra, you could just see by the way he was shaping his body, he was going for the extraordinary. If there's a player who can pick out a pass in that area, it is Anthony Caceres. Wonderful technique. You can see here he was just trying to twist the body, couldn't quite get the connection.
Well, it would have been a remarkable finish to an entertaining half of football at Allianz Stadium. A match punctuated by 3 goals and 2 red cards. Sydney went ahead in the 10th minute with Adam Lafondra's 5th goal of the season before a red card to Ryan Grant and a penalty tucked away by Cummings with the aid of the crossbar. Saw it all level before Cummings struck again just after the half hour. This match evenly poised, open attacking football. Half-time at Allianz, Sydney 1, Central Coast 2. And it is the Central Coast Mariners looking to cement their place on the second rung of the ladder behind Melbourne City. If they can get back to winning ways after taking just 1 point from a possible 6 in their last 2. Daniel McBreen, they have their noses in front, but you do get the feeling this game hasn't had its final word.
Well, they're always entertaining, aren't they, this season, the Mariners?
Burgess finding a good angle, and that's a good run from Lafondra, getting the right side of Hall. What a touch on the football, I think. Referee unmoved for the time being anyway. Now the Mariners head straight up the other end. Through onto Unkololo against Caballo. Unkololo palmed out, oh, and missed. With the goal at his mercy, Marco Tullio couldn't steer it home on his left foot. And now we might yet head up the other end. See what the referee and the VAR making of that challenge on Lafondra.
Let's get back to this one. Betty and Cololo down the right-hand side, running at defenders. Comes inside and gets a strike away. Marco Tullio will want the earth to open up and swallow him. He will not want to see that one again.
VAR was quick at the other end because we're back underway. That's a lovely pass from Tullio for Cummings. He'll need support, he's surrounded by sky blue only. Here's Aquilina. Aquilina goes again. Oh, it's a good cutback, they've played this well. Cummings hits it towards the top left-hand corner. Ball in, oh, look at the space for Lolly. Completely unmarked. And the Englishman makes no mistake. Caballo's delivery was inch perfect. And Sydney FC are back on level terms. Their 750th A-League goal. Signed, Joe Lolly.
Well, we spoke about Sydney FC's lacklustre defence in that penalty box. The Harvey Norman replay shows the ball goes out to Caballo, and just look at Lolly, he just runs in. Lafondra goes across the front post, which drags Dan Hall across, and Joe Lolly just moves into the space that's left. No one near him, and it's a great finish. He still had a lot to do, but he's not going to miss from that area. A man of his quality.
Hall. gone down, and the referee has decided free kick and yellow card for Dan Hall. And in the end, it's going to be Diego Caballo, the left back. And it comes towards the back post, and Vukovic makes the claim. Diego Caballo, who incidentally is going to have a bit of competition for that left back role in the next couple of days. Joel King just arrived.
That's a great ball in. Donachie gets the touch, can't quite guide it towards goal.
Joel King, who's signed on loan from his Danish club. So King returns to where it all began at Sydney FC, and Redmayne just scrambling for that one. Bratton's switch is a good one for Caceres. Running at Roux, cuts inside, finds Yazbek. Retre. Lolly wants it, the cross in, back post is a wonderful ball. And Adam Lafondra just slides the ball home. And this topsy-turvy match continues to surprise. Sydney are back on top. Adam Lafondra at the double.
Well, what's about the ball from that man, Paolo Retre? Harvey Norman replay will show he picks up the ball, has a little look, and you just see the little arm in the air from Adam Lafondra at the back post. Says, put it in front of me. Let me do the work. And the ball from Paolo Retre, he basically says, no, I'll do all the work, you just put it in the net, because that is an absolute peach of a cross. Bending away from Danny Vukovic, bends its way back to Lafondra, picks up his second goal of the match. That is a sublime ball.
Corner taken short, Caballo right foot this time! And Adam Lafondra, who scored a hat-trick in this fixture last season, almost did it again.
To the Mariners, 3 consecutive wins. Just 3 games in a row without a win.
1 point from 9, but there's a long way to go in this one. Aquilina. Theoharis. Good challenge, but he goes again. Theoharis almost past Retre.
If it stays like this, are only 3 points behind the Mariners, who are in second. This has been an extraordinary, I know we keep saying it, but the tightness in this league this year has been extraordinary.
Everything to play for, no one is out of it. In it comes. And it's James Donachie who can try and break forward. Something of a cult figure with the Melbourne Victory supporters. Donachie, from his time there in the championship winning side, he could have written his name into Sydney folklore there if he'd bundled his way all the way up the field to secure a famous victory. It might yet happen, because Sydney lead 3 goals to 2. Redmayne
giving a little back after the penalty from earlier.
Lovely first touch from Roux. Well defended by Bratton. The referee saying, stay on your feet, son. Priantis. Sydney fans are singing. Priantis again. The Mariners, the ball behind for Bayliss. Redmayne. Now, has he just caught his boot in the grass there? Oh. May have thought that that was a bit more play acting, but it looks like somehow he's hurt himself there. Can't have been too bad.
I think he's feeding okay now. It was a great run in behind.
Average attendances in the A-League this season, Sydney FC, averaging 18,000 at Allianz Stadium. They travel away to enemy territory next Saturday night, and they would dearly love to be doing that on the back of 2 wins, 2 big wins as well. Wood steps on the ball, but still reacts quickly enough. Woodreich sprays it out. Caballo. Good header back from Stormer that time for Vukovic. Here's Triantis. This is it. Last chance saloon for the Central Coast Mariners, and it doesn't barely get a foot in the door.
That's tired, weary bodies there, isn't it? Tired minds, tired legs. So credit to both teams today. It has been an absolute battle out there. Sydney FC made to earn these 3 points. A little bit of luck with the first goal. A lot of hard work and a sprinkling of some fantastic play.
For Sydney. And it really has been, hasn't it? An arm wrestle with moments of real quality. Rebounds, turns, twists. And throughout a season, you have periods of ups and downs. You have to manage that. The Mariners have been so impressive. There's now 3 without a win for the Central Coast Mariners. And at Sydney FC, back-to-back wins for the first time this season. And they warm up for a night of revenge against Western Sydney in a week's time with a 5-goal thriller at home to the Mariners. All finished at Allianz Stadium. Sydney FC 3, Central Coast Mariners 2.